All right. Welcome to the Pitchfork podcast, guys. Welcome to the podcast. We're going to be doing some fun stuff today. Fun stuff today. We're going to be doing some news. We're also covering some things in the media that I think needs to be covered a little bit more. So with that being said, guys, like the stream, hit the like button, hit share button. Make sure you let people know that I run the stream. All right. Nothing like good old Gatorade. Good old Gatorade to keep you going. All right, guys. I want to let you know, guys, if you want to participate in the show, if you want to join in the show, you guys can just hit up the like button, share button. Make sure you guys join the Discord server. Join the Discord server. I'm going to give you guys a link in the chat. So make sure I pin it too. All right, so you guys have a link in the chat right now. Let me go ahead and pin that message. Join the Discord size. There we go. Thank you for Twitch. Thank you for Facebook. Also holding me down. Thank you everybody who's been following me on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, on everywhere else. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and send out an invite to the show. All right. So, with that being said, there we go. So we have a link to the show out there, guys. You guys want to join in the show, you could dial 253-203-6784. Once again, dial number 253-203-6784. We're going to get some incognito windows going on right now, get some windows open. That way we can lurk from the shadows and make sure that everyone's having a good time. Everyone's having a good time. Trying to have a good time anyways. All right. So let's get back here. And let's get into the news. All right, so let's bring up a news tab real quick. All right, so let me know how you guys doing today. Let me know how you guys are faring out there. We're going to be so a second XA has accused Andrew Cuomo of sexual assault. So this one is going to be a little bit of a heavy one from the start. We're going to come out the gate swinging. Man, Andrew Cuomo might be in trouble. Your boy Andrew Cuomo might be in trouble. Your boy Andrew Cuomo might be done. Oh my God, your boy Andrew Cuomo. I mean, listen, Cuomo, man, you might you might want to consider resigning, man, because some of the things that he's been accused of, some of the things that he's in the middle of right now, you would not wish on your worst enemy. Oh my God, you would not wish on your worst enemy. Let me go ahead and tell you, this man's in trouble. Andrew Cuomo's in trouble. All right, I'm gonna show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and get into this piece here. All right, so let me go ahead and change this right here. I want to show you that your boy Andrew Cuomo is in trouble. All right, this is coming from CNN. Cuomo changes plan and asks New York Attorney General and Chief Judge to select independent lawyer to review sexual harassment claims. Once again, Lindsey Boylan came out a little minute ago and accused Andrew Cuomo of sexual assault. Now there's another woman, a second ex-aide, that has come forward about Andrew Cuomo about sexual assault. A second aide has come forward, and this is getting crazy. I mean, so he has the COVID nursing home scandal, and two aides that are coming out, and also a Democrat assemblyman, Ron Kim in New York, who has accused him of threatening his career. You know, calling him while he was at home bathing his children, and he said that Andrew Cuomo said that he could ruin his entire career if he didn't put out a positive statement about the whole nursing home scandal. So things are getting really, really bad for Andrew Cuomo. Let me go and tell you, I cannot understate how serious things have gotten. New York Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo's office has asked the New York Attorney General and Chief Judge of the Court of Appeals to jointly select an independent attorney to conduct a thorough review of sexual assault and sexual harassment claims, against the governor. The governor's office wants a review of the sexual harassment claims made against the governor to be done in a manner beyond reproach. We had selected former federal judge Barbara Jones with a stellar record for qualifications and integrity, but we want to avoid even the perception of a lack of independence or interference of politics. Beth Garvey, special counsel and senior advisor to Cuomo, said in a statement Sunday morning. Accordingly, we have asked the Attorney General of New York and the Chief Judge of the Court of Appeals to jointly select an independent and qualified lawyer in private practice without a political affiliation to conduct a thorough review of the matter and issue a public report. The work product will be solely controlled by that independent lawyer personally selected by the Attorney General and Chief Judge. This story is breaking and will be updated. Again, this is Cuomo is trying to at least give the perception of impartiality and the perception of wanting to get to the bottom of things. There's an additional sexual assault and sexual harassment allegation made against Andrew Cuomo. We're gonna tag this into the very, very same piece in the actual live edit. I want people to see both of these so that you can see like what's happening with Andrew Cuomo. I mean, it's getting crazy out there, man. It's getting really, really crazy out there because I'm having a hard time believing that Andrew Cuomo is innocent in all this. Now, maybe he's innocent in maybe one of the sexual harassment or sexual assault things, or maybe he's innocent in Ron Kim, but the whole nursing home thing, or maybe he's innocent in the whole nursing home thing, and maybe he's guilty of pretty much everything else. But it's just too much now. It's just so much here, so much here. I mean, there's just it's so much here. New York governor faces new allegations that threaten his political future. Man, this is published on Sunday, February 28th, which is today. I mean, this is a brand new allegation against Andrew Cuomo, another one. In the depths of the early COVID-19 crisis on last year, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo soared to national prominence as he became a daily fixture on television, providing a calm, steady recitation of the facts that endeared him to many Americans who were terrified of the deadly new virus ravaging their cities and overwhelming their hospitals. Now, a year later, the Democratic governor is engulfed in multiple controversies that have threatened his political survival and raised serious questions about his judgment at a time when he might otherwise have been on a glide path to a fourth term in the 2022 gubernatorial election. Right? So just a few years later, after the Me Too movement put a glaring spotlight on the entrenched pattern of sexual misconduct by men in power positions, Cuomo is facing sexual harassment allegations from two former female aides who describe an unsettling power dynamic in his office that they say they are determined to call attention to. Once again, this is crazy. I want you to hear how bad this is actually getting, though. Cuomo's office at first said it had requested an independent review and had tapped a former federal judge to lead the effort. But after criticism from Democratic lawmakers about that approach, Cuomo's office said Sunday it was referring the matter to the New York Attorney General and the Chief Judge of the Court of Appeals to appoint an independent investigator. So again, he tried to actually appoint somebody that he knew that was friendly towards him, right? And then the Democrats in the state, it was not the Republicans, Democrats in the state rose issue with that. That tells you how bad this has gotten for Cuomo, man. When your own party does not trust you. Disturbing allegations. The new sexual harassment allegation emerged Saturday evening, I should say, in an article in the New York Times. Charlotte Bennett, a 25-year-old former executive assistant and health policy advisor to Cuomo, told the newspaper that during one of several uncomfortable encounters, Cuomo asked her questions about her sex life during a conversation in his state capitol office and said he was open to relationships with women in their 20s. She interpreted the exchange which she said took place in June while the state was in the throes of fighting the pandemic, as well as the newspaper called clear overtures to a sexual relationship. CNN has reached out to Bennett for comment on the latest accusation. Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my God.
Wow. A new allegation of Andrew Cuomo. I think Andrew Cuomo's done. Because it sounds so similar. It sounds so similar to what the other chick said. Her name was Lindsey Boylan. It sounds so similar. It sounds so similar, and that's the part of it that's so disturbing, man. That it does sound so similar, and it makes you wonder: did Andrew Cuomo do this, man? Because you don't want to. Again, I'm not saying that she's lying. But you just don't want to believe that someone did this, right? You don't want to believe that. You don't want to believe that someone in a position of power abused their power like this on an innocent young lady, man. That's horrible to even think about. You shouldn't want that to freaking happen. You shouldn't want that to be untrue. But the more things are passing on, man, I gotta say, it's looking more and more true as we move along, man. Because it's just so many claims now. It's just so many now. That's the problem, man. It's just so many. Ron Kim, Lindsey Boylan, now Charlotte Bennett. The old people in the freaking nursing homes who freaking died because of Andrew Cuomo's decisions. I mean, it's just so many people now. It's just so many people now. Right? Right? Bennett agreed to speak to the New York Times last week after she shared a tweet from the account of another former Cuomo aide, Lindsey Boylan, who wrote in a detailed post on Medium about her allegations of sexual harassment against Cuomo, which his aides have said are untrue. When tweeting Boylan's account, Bennett urged people to read it if they don't know what it's like to work for the Cuomo administration. Wow. So she actually just went out there and just like retweeted. She retweeted, right? What happened. And I want to read this part of the actual article here because it's going to be very, 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 very interesting. An already perilous position. Because, again, Cuomo was already in trouble outside of the whole thing with him allegedly calling a Democrat Assemblyman, Ron Kim, an Asian man, a person of color, and threatening to ruin his career. Why? Because there was a nursing home scandal. Andrew Cuomo took COVID-19 patients and put them into nursing homes with people who are very, very old and who are very, very vulnerable to the virus. And after he did that, a bunch of people died in nursing homes. And so the State Department of Health and Andrew Cuomo's administration allegedly, according to the state's attorney general said this. They undercounted the COVID-19 nursing home deaths by over 10,000. They reported a little bit over 5,000. There was actually a little bit over 15,000. So they underreported it so that it wouldn't look like Andrew Cuomo's decision got those people killed, even though in all likelihood that's probably what happened there. You put people with COVID-19 in nursing homes for very, very old people who are already susceptible to the virus. You know what's going to happen. So let's actually read from this here. An already perilous position, now facing two sets of allegations against him that detailed not only inappropriate conduct but an office culture where women say they were afraid to speak up. Cuomo will have to explain the environment that he has created over his 3 terms as governor, and the allegations come at a difficult time for Cuomo when some of his political adversaries are more loudly questioning his political tactics as his administration is criticized for its handling of COVID-19 data. His administration is still reeling from the fallout from a report released in January by James. Again, James, that is Letitia James. She is the black woman who is the New York State Attorney General. She did her job. Ma'am, salute to you. Good job. She actually called out Cuomo, the State Department of Health, in the actual report because she's like, listen, you guys are underreported the nursing home deaths. This woman is really a Democrat. And everyone kind of knows that about her. She's an attorney general in freaking New York under Andrew Cuomo. You think she's a freaking Republican? Of course not. Oh my God, a black woman? Come on now. Of course not. Probably not. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed, but let's run the gamut. Let's play the numbers. She's going after him, even though she's a freaking Democrat. The state attorney general that revealed that the New York State Department of Health undercounted COVID-19 deaths among residents of nursing homes by approximately 50%. 50%. half of the deaths, okay, in terms of COVID-19 in nursing homes, were underreported by 50%. The governor has faced fierce criticism both for his explanation of what happened and his actions as he tried to mitigate the damage of the data reporting scandal. More than 15,000 residents of New York's long-term care facilities have died or are presumed to have died from COVID-19 since the pandemic began, according to the State Department of Health. But until January, the department only reported the deaths of long-term care residents who died in a facility like a nursing home, not those who passed away after being transferred to hospitals. Wow.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
Ocasio-Cortez, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she actually called for a freaking investigation into Andrew Cuomo. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I salute you. You are a Democrat in Congress and you are calling out your own side. I respect that. You have some integrity, man. Unlike a lot of these freaking the piss poor so-called Democrats, so-called American politicians, you actually have some freaking integrity. You actually call out your own side. She was one of the first people who called out for a freaking investigation into Andrew Cuomo. Salute to you, ma'am. Ocasio-Cortez, one of the state's highest profile lawmakers in Washington, D.C., has come out in favor of a full investigation of the Cuomo administration's handling of nursing homes during COVID-19. Wow. So, again, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wants her. Ron Kim wants her. Bill de Blasio wants her. The Republicans wants her. He's getting Me Too multiple times. Andrew Cuomo, you are done, sir. It's time to retire. I think Andrew Cuomo is definitely done. As a governor, he's done. I mean, there's just, I mean, you have another, I mean, again, a lot of people, no matter who you are, haven't survived one Me Too incident. He has two. With the nursing home scandal where old people and their grandmas and their grandpas died. And you think this man is gonna remain as freaking governor? This man's done. This man's gonna listen. In terms of politics, I'm not threatening him or anything or saying anything bad, but in terms of politics, he's a dead man walking. In terms of his political career, his political career is a dead man walking. He's done. There's no way to come back from this, man. It's just too much here, right? It's just too much here. It's too much here. Man, I tell you, Andrew Cuomo is done, yo. I'm telling you. Yo, old boy is done. His political career is done, yo. Like it is a really I think what's happening to Cuomo, man, is it's pretty brutal. You know, I'm not gonna envy that. I'm not gonna envy that man's position. I'm not gonna make fun of that situation. The one thing I will say is if it comes down to it, if Andrew Cuomo did all this, and again, if it comes down to it, I will say that Andrew Cuomo needs to suffer. He needs to go to jail. Right? He needs to go to jail. And that's just it. All right, so we're going to cover some more news here. All right, so this is going to be about Donald Trump. Something from CNN, of course. And I know some people are going to be pretty upset with that. DM Cosmic Chaos, how you doing, sir? I salute you, sir. How you doing? DM Cosmic Chaos, we're going to have a new governor in New York before January calling out. Yeah, I would not doubt it, man. Andrew Cuomo, man, he's fucked, dude. He's fucked. Like, you get Me Too twice. Me Too twice in under a month. Woo. Yeah, man, that's... Ooh, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But again, you hope that it's not true, because you would hope that no one was sexually freaking assaulted or sexually freaking harassed. You know, you don't want that to be untrue. You know. But man, Andrew Cuomo, man, he's going through it right now. My brother, listen, press F for my brother's career. His career, press F for that man's career. That man's career is done, yo. But my question is, though, DM, what is Chris Cuomo gonna undo? That's my question. Like, how can he talk about political corruption ever again on damn CNN? It's like, your brother, you know. All right. So let's get to this next article here. All right. So this one's gonna be about Donald Trump. It's gonna upset some people. I know it's gonna upset some people. It's gonna make them mad. All right. Cassidy on Trump and the GOP. If we idolize one person, we will lose. I agree. I think that's pretty obvious. I think the GOP is definitely going to lose, because they keep idolizing one guy, and that's Donald Trump. Trump is a party, and that's a problem. Trump can't be the party. Trump can't be the party. The party should be the party. The party shouldn't be a person. The party should be the party. The party should be ideas. The party shouldn't be a person. And the problem is that with the Republican Party, the party is now a person. The party is a party of personality. Written by Daniela Diaz. Sorry about that. Written by Daniela Diaz of CNN. Published on February 28th, 2021, which is today. CNN. GOP Senator Bill Cassidy said Sunday that he believes that the Republican Party focuses on former President Donald Trump to win back seats in 2022, and the presidency in 2024, we will lose. If we idolize one person, we will lose, Cassidy told CNN's Dana Bash on State of the Union. And that's kind of clear from the last election. Again, I think that Bill Cassidy is right on the money here. I think that because the GOP has made it a party of personality, that there's no room for dissent. Like, let me give you a prime example, right? When you have a strong man type of leader or a central figurehead, yes, it makes your movement strong. It makes your movement very strong. Like, for example, if you look at the whole civil rights movement when it galvanized behind MLK, you know, it was very hard to infiltrate that particular movement. It was very hard to confuse that movement into following anyone else but the figurehead. It was easy to profiteer off the movement, you know, just like the modern day, right, when you got people like Brennan Tatum and Candace Owens, you know, your red pill blacks and your Officer Tatums, who profit off of boomers who want to be told I'm not racist, even though that, you know, many of them are racist. And they want to hear it from a black person. And so you get some black people, you know, who will take advantage of that. Because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I used to freaking do it. It was simple. Easy money. That's why I take so much pride in not having to feature a single patron. I take so much pride in it now. Yeah, I get a lot less views. I get a lot less, you know, props and kudos and everything else. But I feel good about myself. I feel like I'm doing something that's making a difference, even if it's changing one mind at a freaking time. That's what it is. But again, just like with those people, you know, you have people out there who could take advantage of the movements, but they can't change the movements in of themselves. They can only reconfirm preconceived notions. Like, for example, Candace Owens couldn't come out and says, she couldn't come out and say, well, maybe there should be police reform. No. She could only frame things and situations in that if in particular, if a black person is shot by a police officer, she can only frame it as it's the black person's fault or the black community's fault or it's not that big of a freaking deal, right? That's all she can do. She can't be anything else but that, because if she deviates even a little bit from that, the base is gonna just attack her. So that's the problem. Is that if you're not a freaking grifter or a freaking shyster like Candace Owens, if you're not the right wing Al Sharpton or the freaking right wing Jesse Jackson, if you're not that, right, if you're not the right wing race hustler, the right wing race pimp, if you're not Nick freaking Fuentes, if you have genuinely good ideas, genuinely good ideas, like for example, if you look at even the early wave of the freaking GOP, you have people like Ron Paul who had good ideas, who was actually anti-war, and the GOP rejected him for that. The GOP has a problem with that, with freaking groupthink. They go with whatever the popular narrative is on the right. They will go with that. Now, does the left do that to a certain extent when it comes to their beliefs? Sure, but not like the right does, man. Like on the left, you have people out there who are actually pro-gun. On the left, you got people out there who are not exactly crazy about transgender stuff or LGBT stuff. On the left, you got a lot of variety, a lot of freaking variety, Whereas on the right, people tend to, they can be individuals, but they feel like being an individual is a bad thing, because they will preach individuality, right? They will preach it. They'll preach it to the ends of the earth. They'll preach it, right? But say one bad thing about a police officer, or say anything that maybe black people deserve, reparations. Say one thing that goes against the fucking narrative, and you'll see just how you will definitely see how much of an individual they want you to be, right? Shouldn't you be able to think your own thoughts without being bashed for it constantly? That's strange, because I shared some of the same thoughts that I'm sharing now when I was on the right. I was a Trump supporter in 2016. I voted for the man. But whenever I would share things like, yeah, let's legalize weed, if I deviated with ideas like that, I was smashed for it. And now you want me to fucking agree with you and not see the cult of personality here? I know it's a cult of freaky personality, because the right pretends to be so pro-gun, but when Donald Trump said, "I like to take the guns first," or with the freaking bump stop ban, his supporters suddenly became gun grabbers and bootlickers. It's a very, very strange thing, right? Don't you find it to be a very, very strange thing?
It seems to me a strange thing.
Very, very strange thing. I guess that must have been Antifa, right?
It was Antifa, right?
Yeah, that was definitely Antifa. Definitely Antifa. Cassidy, a moderate, was one of the 7 GOP senators who joined all Democrats in the Senate in voting to convict Trump in his second impeachment trial. But the 57 guilty votes fell well short of the 67 needed to convict the former president, resulting in his acquittal on the charge of inciting the January 6th insurrection. The Louisiana Republican said he believes that the Republican Party should be focusing on issues that can win back voters, not on Trump. If we plan to win in 2022 and 2024, we have to listen to the voters, not just those who really like Donald Trump, but perhaps those who are less sure, he said. If we speak to those voters who are less sure that went for Donald Trump to President Biden, we win. If we don't, we lose. That is a reality that we have to confront. Again, I think that is very true. That is very true. Trump is slated to address activists Sunday at the Conservative Political Action Conference in Orlando, Florida, as he seeks to shape the future of the party and target Republicans as he views views as disloyal. I kind of struggle with that last line. It's like disloyal. Like, God, that's some dictator talk, man. That is.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
Like, why does people need to be so loyal to you, man? You were the president once. You got a lot of votes. You've already been shown loyalty. What is it with you? It's just, wow. That's some clown talk.
Enough from the clown.
Trump will deliver a Sunday afternoon speech, one in which he is expected to continue to falsely claim that the presidential election was stolen. That will mark his first public comment since leaving the White House. Illinois Representative Adam Kinzinger, one of the 10 House Republicans who voted in January to impeach Trump, said Sunday that the GOP is not united and that he expects the former president will use fear as a motivator for votes during the CPAC speech. We may be united in some areas, I think, in terms of what is our vision for the future, certainly not united, Kinzinger told CBS's Margaret Brennan. To win a narrative in a party, you have to present a competing alternative narrative. When you only hear from Donald Trump, and when people walk around in fear of his tweets or his comments, or they use his fear to peddle, win re-election, of course, he is going to motivate people. Asked on State of the Union by Bash if he would support Trump if he were the GOP nominee in 2024, Cassidy responded that he doesn't think Trump will be the nominee, bringing up his age. He will be 78 in 2024 and the priorities of the voters. I don't think he'll be our nominee for the reasons we said, Cassidy said. When pushed by Bash on whether he believes Trump is fit to be president, Cassidy responded, I don't mean to duck, but you could ask me if a lot of people are actually fit. Point is, I don't think he will be our nominee for all the reasons I described. He didn't want to give an actual answer. I don't blame him because, you know, that freaking Trump base is kind of nuts and like psycho, man. It's getting crazy out here. It's getting real crazy out here. It's getting real crazy out here. It's getting real crazy out here. Yeah, it's the GOP, man. A good chunk of it has definitely become cultists. Definitely become cultists. But we're going to read some comments here. So DM Cosmic Chaos says Chris Cuomo going to need a new identity. Definitely, man. He's going to need a new identity. Without question. Without question. I'm gonna move on to another article in a second here. But says also he says Trump wants loyalty. We've seen what he did to Pence for his loyalty. A lot of useful idiots. Yeah, a lot of useful idiots. Yeah, that was the weirdest part, man. That's the part. That's who I truly feel bad for, man. I feel bad for Mike Pence. I feel bad for Mike Pence. Mike Pence, man. He was loyal to Donald Trump, man. He did everything that Trump pretty much wanted, except for try to help him steal a freaking election, and he got punished for it. I mean, Pence wasn't okay. Mike Pence is not a great guy. Let's not mince words. He's not a great guy. But Mike Pence, he wasn't a bad guy either. You know what I'm saying? He was he's like a pretty much like one of the most religious guys in the whole in pretty much all of politics, like super duper religious, like doesn't like to freaking curse or anything, like won't even go out with like another woman like on like a work date or something like that. Like he only goes out strictly with his freaking wife. Like he's ultra super Christian. I mean, he might be a scumbag politician, but he's not a bad person personally. If all that's true. Well, the whole okay. Okay. I take that back. Okay. The whole electroshock stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I take that back. He's a bad guy. I take that back. My bad. I take that back. He is a bad guy. He's a bad guy. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the next article here, next piece. All right. There's another piece here from CNN. DOJ charges man who allegedly sprayed chemicals at cops in Capitol riot. So this is going to be another guy who sprayed another canister of bear spray and or chemicals at police officers. Written by CNN. The Justice Department has charged a Texas man who has allegedly caught. By CNN, the DOJ has charged a Texas man who was allegedly caught on video attacking a dozen police officers with a chemical spray during the Capitol insurrection, according to court documents. Federal prosecutors say Daniel Caldwell, 49, used a chemical spray against a line of officers that were blocking rioters from entering the Capitol. It happened amid a massive melee with police, who used batons and pepper spray to fend off the crowd, according to footage of the incident that was cited in court filings. Hours after the riot, Caldwell spoke about the incident in a video that was posted to the far-right social media site Parler, according to the prosecutors. The clip was among hundreds of videos later published by ProPublica. They sprayed us with pepper spray, kept spraying. I was like, dude, do it again. And we sprayed back. And he did. And I sprayed back. Got like 15 of them, Caldwell said in the video. He has been charged with 4 crimes: assaulting federal officers, obstructing law enforcement, knowingly entering a restricted building, and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. An attorney isn't listed for Caldwell in the public court docket, and he hasn't had a chance to enter a plea. A message sent on Saturday to Caldwell's LinkedIn profile was an answer. The use of chemical sprays has been a major focus of the investigation into the death of U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick. CNN reported that prosecutors believe he was attacked with bear spray, which contributed to his death one day later. There is no known connection in court documents or elsewhere between Sicknick's death and charges against Caldwell. So it's not Caldwell. Who do you think it is? Who's the only other person who was publicly arrested for using bear spray? Well, that would be the leader of the metal band Ice Earth. He's the only other guy that's actually known. Because again, I knew about this guy. I knew that they were already gonna get this guy, but the only other one is the heavy metal guy. Chemical sprays were one of many weapons used by rioters during the January 6th insurrection. According to a CNN analysis, other weapons confiscated or used in or around the Capitol that day includes firearms, guns, actual guns, a metal baseball bat, a fire extinguisher, a wooden club, a spear, a stun gun, crutches, a flagpole, stolen police shields, I should say, a wooden beam, a hockey stick, and knives. Wow.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Oh my God!
That is insane. That is insane. Like, did you listen? I'm going to read that out to you again. Think about that. Think about all the weapons that were brought there, right? Right? Think about chemical sprays were one of many weapons used by rioters during the January 6th insurrection. According to a CNN analysis, other weapons confiscated or used in or around the Capitol that day includes firearms, a metal baseball bat, a fire extinguisher, a wooden club, a spear, a stun gun, crutches, a flagpole, stolen police shields, a wooden beam, a hockey stick, and knives. These motherfuckers came dressed for war. Like, goddamn. Like, that was quite exceptional. I tell you what. That was quite exceptional. I tell you what, man.
I'll tell you what.
You know, but again though, guys, it was Antifa. It wasn't them Patriots. It was Antifa. All right.
It was Antifa. Right?
Oh my God. Listen, guys, this was one of the most embarrassing events in American history. You just don't understand how embarrassing, how ridiculous this shit was, man. This was just fucking insane. I mean, I've seen some crazy shit, but this is just, listen, when this was happening, right? When this was happening, I was live streaming, and I remember many people in my chat. I remember DM Cosmic Chaos, and I remember it was Cosmic Squirrel, it was Cosmic Kitty. I have a lot of Cosmics, man. But I remember it was a lot of people who were there with me, who were watching the stream with me, and they kept laughing in the chat because they kept hear me shouting, "What the fuck am I looking at?" I just kept shouting that, like I didn't understand what was going on. I was like, "What are y'all doing?" This shit would it just. I've seen some crazy riots, right? Because again, I come from the hood. I grew up through the whole Rodney King riot. I grew up through a lot of things, right? But that never went to the U.S. Capitol. Like there's just people out there who are trying to compare that to the riots over the freaking summer, which is, first of all, a little bit disingenuous, because it's like you're basically comparing multiple events to one event. No, compare event to event, and there's just nothing, there's no comparing to no singular event to the freaking Capitol riot. In terms of it's especially in terms of the implications, right? The implications were just insane. Just insane. Like I was watching this, and I couldn't even comprehend at the time what I was looking at. I couldn't even comprehend at the time what I was even looking at. I was just so confused. I was so confused. And I think that I had a reaction that many people had, and that was just genuine shock. Genuine shock. Like, I was in shock. I just could not. I was confused. I was confused. And I gotta be honest with you. There's a lot of there are things about that Capitol riot that I don't think I will quite get over, man. Confederate flag in our state capitol, like that's offensive. I find it offensive, I don't think that we should have the Confederate flag in the nation's capital. That flag is garbage. It needs to go in the trash where it belongs, in the trash. Right? It was so offensive to have certain things happen in this country. And there's people who are talking about anti-American people. Oh, these people are so anti-American. These Black Lives Matter. They're Marxist, anti-American. What's more anti-American than threatening to hang your own vice president? What's more anti-American than that? What's more anti-American than that? Just unbelievable shit, man. Just shocking stuff. And the part that shocks me the most is that there's people out there who actually justify it. That's the part that shocks me the most. And it's just disgusting. Just disgusting. All right, guys, I'm back. So yeah, that's gonna be a nice little clipping. So we got a couple of articles done there. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I run this particular podcast, so I want you guys to see me work live. So a lot of the mistakes that I make, I'm gonna edit it out in like in the particular live edit, and I'm gonna put it out there as a separate video. That way, you guys can actually get the news in a separate video. But I also run this live stream so that if you have an issue with things that I say, you can confront me directly. I have a live phone number you can call in, 253-203-6784. Again, the number to call in is 253-203-6784, or you can join my Discord server. The link to my Discord should be pinned if you're on YouTube, and also if you're on Twitch, you should actually have a link to that. You can just join my Discord, and you can also have a chat with me and a conversation with me in my Discord, because I'm in there most every day and I'm waiting for you. So we have some comments here in the chat. All right, from DM Causes Chaos. Mike Pence, the guy that asked his wife for permission to hold hands. Yeah, Mike Pence is again terrible politician, bigot, but they were threatening to kill the guy. It's like, Jesus, man, that seems kind of extreme. Like hang the guy. Seems kind of extreme. And then DM also says third world shit. Yeah, definitely third world shit that was happening here in America on January 6th, man. Without a doubt. So we're going to cover some news from the right now. Because one thing that some people have been saying is that I cover a lot of things from the left. So we're going to actually go to Newsmax. Yeah, we're going to go to Newsmax. I told you. Some people, somebody sent me a freaking email, because people actually use my email. And it is pretty interesting. So I want to read this article about Donald Trump. He's back. He spoke at freaking CPAC, and so we're gonna well, he didn't speak at CPAC yet. CPAC hasn't happened yet, but I want to get some kind of Trump news in here, because okay, got that. All right. All right. So we're going to cover a little bit of news from the right here. And because, again, we got to show the right a little bit of love. We can't just get it all from CNN and everything else. We have to show them some kind of love, because I think that they're making some points right now. I think that if they become less and less the party of Trump and more the party of the right again, they will actually start accomplishing things. But they keep riding on Trump, man. It's just not going to end up well for them. All right, so this is from Newsmax. Kevin McCarthy says, I would bet my house on GOP regaining majority in the House. Again, so he seems awfully confident. He's very confident in himself. He's confident in the House GOP is going to regain the majority. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So this is published on Saturday, February 27th, 2021. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, Republican from California, is willing to bet his house on the Republican Party regaining control in the 2022 midterm elections. Not just a chance, we're going to get the majority back, Representative McCarthy told American Conservative Union Chairman Matt Schaub during a CPAC panel discussion Saturday per The Hill. We're 5 seats away. I would bet my house on it, he added. My personal house. Don't tell my wife, but I would bet it. Again, wow, that's a...
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
Where you gonna gain those seats from, buddy? I mean, I admire the confidence. But where you gonna get those seats from, buddy? Like it just seems like
it seems to me a strange thing.
Yeah, you gotta admire his confidence. He's a confident man. But man, I don't know exactly where he's gonna get the seats from. McCarthy pointed to the 2020 House GOP gains that polls unanimously claimed would never come, praising former President Donald Trump's tireless work campaigning. Didn't you criticize President Trump and said that he didn't show any kind of concern for the country or for Mike Pence's safety during a call during the Capitol insurrection, you fucking clown?
Enough from the clown.
Are you flip-flopping now? Or are you becoming a heterosexual version of Lindsey Graham? And yeah, I said a heterosexual version of Lindsey Graham because I think we all know the truth about Lindsey Graham. But again, didn't you say that Donald Trump was responsible for that? And that isn't that why you voted to impeach in the House? This article is dated February the 27th, buddy. Seems kind of strange. Seemed kind of strange. All the polls said we would lose, but on election day, the voters said, no, there's a new path, McCarthy said. They said we were going to lose 20 seats that night. No one said we would win seats. My dearest friend, who is a hardcore Republican, said the best we could do is lose 10. McCarthy added, this past election was the first time since 1994 no Republican incumbent lost and held Republicans dealing Democrats the slimmest majority they have held in 100 years. We have beaten 15 Democrats, and you know who those Democrats lost to? Conservative women and conservative minorities, each and every one of them, McCarthy said. Yeah, but in South Carolina, it was a white guy that beat the black guy. Let's just keep it a buck there. But he's right, though. He's right. The Republicans did not lose as bad in the House as people said that they were going to. And I think that it is a good thing to point out. But gaining a majority in the House in 2022, I mean, again, it's very much possible. And maybe my prediction will definitely change in a few more months, or maybe by, I would say, August. Maybe it will definitely change, but I'm just not seeing it, because the political climate right now is shifting more and more and more and more and more to the left. Even though there's anger towards Democrats, people definitely aren't going to just vote for Republicans just because they're angry at Democrats now. You know, because again, if you're talking about the freaking Democrat plantation, well, then that means that people will definitely keep voting Democrats despite them being upset with freaking, being upset with Democrats over Republicans. And Republicans are going to have to change some of their core beliefs and some of their bootlicking with cops and some of their ridiculous opposition to weed. I mean, it's just again, you're gonna have to change some of your positions if you want to win. And you can't get mad at people who don't want to vote for you because you're so stuck in the freaking past, man. You can't get mad at them. It just is what it is at that point. It just is what it is at that point. All right, so that's going to be another clipping. Let's go down here. I want to get into this article here from Newsmax. All right, so it's from Newsmax. Governor Kristi Noem says COVID didn't crush economy, government did. I agree with her sister. I agree. I agree with my proud white sister here. My proud white sister here. Listen, I agree with you. Listen, I think that COVID-19 is a very serious thing, and I think COVID-19 is something that we should definitely take seriously. But I will say this: it wasn't COVID-19 who shut down the freaking economy. It was the government. The government did not provide enough aid to small businesses. They gave all the money, all the tax money to freaking big banks and defense companies in other countries. They didn't help out mom and pop shops. They wanted to help out Walmart. They didn't want to help out your small cake bakery. They wanted to go help out freaking Raytheon. Again, so I think she has a base point, but let's get into the article and let's see why she's saying this and how she reached those conclusions, because that might change my opinion. Written by Aaron Mack of Newsmax, published Saturday, February 27, 2021. Hailing her state as the only one in the U.S. that did not declare shelter-in-place orders, mask mandates, business closures, or defining essential business, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem fired back at the national failing of the U.S. health experts during the pandemic. I don't know if you agree with me, but Dr. Anthony Fauci is wrong a lot, Noem said during her CPAC speech Saturday, pointing to the top U.S. infectious disease expert who told her South Dakota would get up to 10,000 COVID-19 hospitalizations in a single day. Her state never got over 600, she said. My administration resisted the call for virus control at the expense of everything else. She continued, noting that hospitalizations and not infection rates were her primary concern. We look at the science, the data, and the facts, and then we took a balanced approach. Truthfully, I never thought that the decisions that I was making were going to be unique. I thought there would be more than a few that would follow basic conservative principles, but I guess I was wrong. I don't see how you're linking conservative principles to, COVID-19 handling. That's
Seems to me a strange thing.
that's kind of a stretch. I mean, I don't see anything inherently in conservatism that has anything to do with viruses or pandemics. Like, you can react either way. If there's no set way based on liberal or conservative how you're gonna react to something like that, right? It just depends on how bad it is, right? The early lockdowns were a step that would have locked down her state through the fall when the pandemic peaked. She said, calling out the coercion, the force, and the anti-liberty steps the governments take to enforce them. Often the enforcement isn't based on facts. Justifying these mitigation efforts has been anything but scientific, Noam said. Noam got last as she noted ABC's George Stephanopoulos asked New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to give Noam advice on handling the pandemic. Oh, she is throwing some shade. She is throwing some, my baby throwing some shade. Listen, you know what? I salute you. Even though I might question everything else that you're saying here, for that one jab, you got to give it to her. She's right. Kristen Noam got a point. I salute you for that good one. That is a nice burn. Nice burn. I don't need no advice from you, buddy. Right? I don't need no advice from you, buddy. Noam seems like a really good, now seems like a really good time to remind everyone of what Andrew Cuomo was doing in New York, she said, breaking down the allegations involving Cuomo's handling of COVID-19 death counts of seniors in long-term living facilities after he mandated the homes to take in infected patients instead of sending them to an empty Navy ship and field hospitals. Now that is the media's COVID hero. Ooh.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Give your meat a good old rub.
That's it.
That's hot.
Nice and hot.
Nice and hot.
Hot and spicy meat.
Yeah, boy. That's a spicy meatball right there. You know what? It doesn't matter if you agree with everything that she had to say. She threw a hot, spicy meatball towards the end right there. You know what? I salute you. I salute you. You're on the right. I wish you would take COVID a little bit more seriously. But you know what? For you smashing Andrew Cuomo like that, I salute you. I salute you. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. I love it. If you like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I gotta give it to her. I gotta give it to her. That was pretty funny. I don't want no advice from you from the freaking pandemic. No advice from you. Cause you suck at this. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. I gotta give it to her. I gotta give it to her. Oh man, that was pretty good. All right. So we covered a fair amount of news here. Let's see if we can. Cause I haven't clipped out the last show yet. So I'm gonna start clipping out this show. Man, I wonder if there's any other shows, anything else I should really cover. Let's go to TMZ. Let's see what we got on TMZ, man. TMZ always gives me some spicy meatballs, man. So let's see. All right. Well, we're gonna do a good story. We're gonna do a feel good story. We're gonna do a feel good story. We're gonna do a good doggo story. Good doggo story. Okay. So right now I'm gonna give you a link to this good doggo story on TMZ. Trump talking live at CPAC. Okay, let's go ahead and go to that then.
And therapeutic relief also, if you're sick. If you're sick, we have things now that are incredible. What has taken place over the last year under our administration. It would have taken any other president at least 5 years, and we got it done in 9 months.
Yeah, so
Everyone
we're gonna
says
watch
5
Trump live at CPAC here.
years, so 5 years.
There we go.
Can you imagine if you had to go through what all of the countries of the world who are now getting the vaccine or soon will be getting it from various companies, but can you imagine if all of those countries had to go through what they've been going through over the last year? You'd lose hundreds of millions of people. I pushed the FDA like they have never been pushed before. They told me that loud and clear.
What are you talking about?
They have never been pushed like I pushed them.
Yeah, you pushed them, but that doesn't mean that you actually did something good with that. Like you just I don't understand. Like I pushed the FDA, harder than they've ever been unpushed. So what you're saying is you push the healthcare apparatus that we have here as hard as it could until it damn near broke. Fucking asshole.
I didn't like them at all.
Yeah, I know.
But once we got it done, I said, I now love you very much. What the Trump administration has done with vaccines has, in many respects, perhaps saved large portions of the world, not only our country, but large portions of the world. Not only did we push the FDA far beyond what the bureaucrats wanted to do.
Well, we have over 500,000 people dead. So based on those results, what the fuck did you do for the goddamn world?
We also put up billions and billions of dollars, $10 billion, to produce the vaccines before we knew they were going to work. It was called a calculated bet or a calculated risk. We took a risk because if we didn't do that, you still wouldn't have the vaccines. You wouldn't have them for a long time. So think of that. We took this bet. We made a bet because we thought we were on a certain track. But you'd be starting to make them right now. It'd be a long time before you ever saw them. It takes 60 to 100 days to manufacture and inspect new doses. And that means that 100% of the increased availability that we have now was
Trump
initiated
has no
by
idea
our
what he's even talking about.
100%.
I can almost guarantee you Trump has no idea what he's even fucking talking about.
In fact, the director of National
I can guarantee you
Institutes
somebody
of
just
Health,
told him this shit.
Francis Collins, he's Fauci's boss, actually. I think he's a Democrat, too, by the way. Recently said that our Operation Warp Speed was absolutely breathtaking and that the Trump administration deserves full credit, which we do.
I can guarantee you
And as
he has
conservatives
no idea
and
what the fuck
Republicans
he's even talking about.
never forget that we did it. Never let them take the credit because they don't deserve the credit. They just follow.
Who is they?
Now they're following our plan, but this has been something that they call it
Who is they?
an absolute miracle. Joe Biden is only implementing the plan that we put in place. And if we had an honest media, which we don't, they would say it loud and clear.
What are you
By
talking
the
about?
time I left that magnificent house at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, almost 20 million Americans had already been vaccinated, 1.5 million doses.
Yeah, but what did you promise though? Is that what you promised by the end of freaking December going into January? Especially because you said that if you won, is that what you promised though? Is that what you originally announced? You Cheeto piece of shit? No, it isn't. So be honest. Like you just lie constantly, and it don't even make sense to lie. You could have simply said, "Hey, the pandemic happened. It was like 9/11 for George Bush, or like the Charleston massacre for freaking Barack Obama." Like, what the hell can you do? Sometimes things just happen, and just not a whole lot that you can do. He could have simply just said that, right? But he has to add more bullshit to it because he's a freaking showman. He was a part of the freaking WWE. Again, showman. He has to bullshit. It's just so fucking irritating to me, man.
Were administered on my
Trump is
final
frustrating,
day alone.
man.
1.5 million.
He's like a frustrating goddamn liar.
Yet Biden said just a few days ago that when he got here, meaning the White House, there was no vaccine. He said, "There's no vaccine." Oh, good. Say it again, Joe. Now, I don't think he said that, frankly, in a malicious way. I really don't. I actually believe he said that because he didn't really know what the hell was happening.
Again, and I don't mind Donald Trump talking smack about Joe Biden. Thank you, Donald Trump, and anybody else who wants to talk smack about Joe Biden. But the problem that I have with Trump, it's not so much Trump himself, right? It's his fucking supporters, because they'll hear him say shit like that, right? And then as soon as you insult Donald Trump, they will call you the craziest fucking names out there. It's like, okay, but I'm just insulting Trump. I'm not insulting you personally, just Trump. Well, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. You N-word, you go to hell. That's why you people are bad. It's like, wait a minute now. Where's all this shit coming from? And that's the problem is that, the worst part about being in a cult is that the cult can follow the leader and revere the leader. That doesn't mean that they expect everyone else to be treated just like the leader. They want the leader to be the fucking exception. And Trump supporters act just like it. You see all this they're clapping. Look. He's fucking clapping goddamn seals. The shit he's saying is making no fucking sense, and they know it.
But
Look, yo. Is my man clapping like a seal right here? My man in the red, yo. My man in the red was literally clapping like a damn seal, yo. My man in red was clapping like a seal. No.
this was us. We did this.
My man in red was clapping like a seal.
Moving along according to our plan, and it's moving along really well. We had the military, what they've done, our generals, and all of the people, what they've done is incredible. But remember, we took care of a lot of people, including, I guess, on December 21st, we took care of Joe Biden because he got his shot. He got his vaccine. He forgot.
Now, you took care of that military by trying to use them to squash summer protests, which is why that same military, for the most part, voted for Joe Biden. So maybe you're suffering from a little bit of dementia. Just saying.
It shows you how unpainful that vaccine shot is. So everybody go get your shot. He forgot, so it wasn't very traumatic, obviously, but he got his shot. And it's good that he got his shot. Last year, I predicted to you that the extremism, corruption, and incompetence of the Biden administration would be literally unprecedented in American history. Unfortunately, he has proven me 100% right. Already,
Listen, if you're telling me that presidents are going to be more corrupt than the last administration, congratulations. You told me that water is goddamn wet. Barack Obama was not a great president, but you, sir, were 10 times worse. You were okay until your final year. Your final year made you one of the worst presidents that I've ever seen. Seriously. You were good for 3 years. You are what LeBron James, from what in my personal opinion, what I've seen LeBron James be in the majority of his freaking career. First 3 quarters, best player ever. Final quarter, you want Jordan. First 3 quarters, best ever. Final quarter, you want Jordan. You want somebody else. First 3 years, great. Final year, garbage. Final year, you shouldn't have been goddamn president. Period. You were garbage, man. You were piss poor. You started praising gun control. All kind of crazy, stupid shit. That's not Joe Biden. That was you, scumbag. That was you, Cheeto Palpatine. That was you.
As president, Biden has urged Congress to pass legislation shredding your Second Amendment. Your Second Amendment is in...
Wait a minute. How dare you? How fucking dare... Don't you mention the Second Amendment, you piece of shit. You fucking banned the goddamn bump stocks, and you said, I like to take the guns first. You said that, you piece of shit. You sack of fucking shit. You sack of Cheeto dust shit. Lord Jesus. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Who the fuck is no, this Cheeto motherfucker right here is bothering me. What the fuck? What are you talking about? It was you that pushed gun control. You were one of the most gun control loving presidents out there. It was your ATF that was going after fucking stabilizing braces for freaking AR pistols. That was your ATF. Under Barack Obama, Barack Obama's ATF made it, and also his in his administration made it so I can actually carry a firearm on federal parks. Yeah, that wasn't you. That was Obama, you piece of shit. That was Obama. What is wrong? I guarantee you, people out there are gonna eat this shit up. People out there are gonna eat this shit up. They're gonna not question this shit, right? And then they're gonna treat me like the goddamn bootlicker, like the goddamn gun grabber, even though I'm clearly pro-gun as shit. And that's the reason why I'm calling this asshole out. This is some unbelievable bullshit to me. It's some unbelievable, that's the part that I'm just, God damn. If you ever told the truth in your fucking life, you piece of shit?
Far bigger trouble than you know. And for 4 years, I fought like hell to save your Second Amendment, and we saved it 100%.
Bump stocks. Bump stocks. Did you save those? Because I could own a bump stock under Obama, but not under Trump. Did you save those? Well, I guarantee you in the comment section, somebody's going to say, well, dude, how do you need a bump stock? Shut the fuck up. You're not allowed to say that in the goddamn comment section. Shut the fuck up. You're not allowed to say that in the fucking comment section. Gun control is goddamn gun control. If you control my accessories, that's gun control. Because once you allow them to control accessories, guess what that means? All the freaking rifle, all the freaking attachments, laser sights, ACOG on sights, just any kind of optic, binary triggers, you name it. You name it. Freaking extended magazines. They're going to go after all that, and you cannot let them target even one accessory because it's just going to fucking continue. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse because that's how it works. They chip away at the freaking Second Amendment little by little by little by little. And if I'm going to get gun control under your sorry ass, then fuck it. I'll vote for a goddamn Democrat. Actually, no, I won't vote for a damn Democrat. Let me go ahead and stop. But again, I'm not voting for your ass or for a Republican until I see a pro-gun Republican president. I want to see a pro-gun president. I'm so sick of you bastards pretending to be pro-gun. Republican Party is not pro-gun. Stop calling them pro-gun. I'm not going to listen to you when you say that shit to you, to me or anyone else. If anyone claims that the Republican Party is pro-gun, I'm going to laugh at you. That's not true. It's never been true. Let's stop saying it. Let's stop saying it. The Republican Party is not pro-gun. The Republican Party is the same party who under Ronald Reagan had open carry ban in California because of the Black Panthers. You know, in 1967 under the Mulford Act. See, I actually know my American history. So again, don't tell me how pro-gun the Republican Party is. I know my American history. I know my shit. They're not pro-gun, and neither was this fucking Cheeto dust looking asshole here. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
We saved it. He signed an order to conduct politically correct far-left indoctrination trainings in every department of the federal government, including the U.S. military, after I had terminated these horrible things that were being preached to our military.
Listen, the reason why they were doing that is because you had white supremacists in the fucking ranks. You want to know how I know they were in the fucking ranks? I'm a multiple-time combat veteran, and even my roommate from combat I've had on my show, they've even said it. He said it. Several veterans who I brought on has said it. It's a real problem in the fucking ranks. It's not a huge problem, but they do exist. And if even a handful of soldiers are white supremacists, that's a major problem. You want to know why? Because those soldiers have access to hand grenades, tanks, helicopters, jets, missiles, all that shit. You can't give a white supremacist access to a fucking missile. That's why it's a goddamn problem. So if even a few of them are, even a few can create a huge problem if they have access to military to fucking military grade heavy weaponry. That's the problem. And also, if you are on a freaking combat zone, and if you are a black soldier and you are expecting your battle buddy to your left and to your freaking right to cover your back, and they don't happen to cover your back because you're black, that's a goddamn problem, Trump. There's been studies that have shown it's a problem in the ranks. And I can tell you, after leaving the service, it's a problem in the goddamn ranks, Trump. Oh, my God. And it's not just white supremacy, right? It's not just white supremacy, but also street gangs. Because many street gangs, they will join the military, right? Get military tactics and then take that shit back to the goddamn streets, man. It's a serious problem. And you weren't doing shit. You weren't doing shit about it, you dumbass. That's why he's doing it. Again, when there's a problem, right? You gotta snuff out that problem immediately. Do something about it immediately, because if you don't do that, right? If you don't do that, then what's gonna happen is an extreme reaction towards the other side. Like what Biden doing is basically doing is a fucking overreaction, but the overreaction is only coming because of the non-action on your end. Take care of problems the first time. Stop being so fucking reactive and be proactive. But the political right, they have become the party of fucking reactionaries. That's pretty much all they are now. That's why their figurehead is a fucking reactionary. He is reactionary prime. You know, if there is a reactionary version of the goddamn Autobots, he is Optimus Prime. He is reactionary prime.
And he wants it to go forward. It's insane. Within his first few hours, Biden eliminated our national security travel bans on nations plagued by terrorism. His first priority was to open...
Listen, wasn't your defense of using the whole travel ban? Well, it was Obama's list. It was Obama's list. It was Obama's list. Who was vice president under Obama? Joe Biden. So that same list that Obama put out, Joe Biden had to also approve. So Joe Biden wants to shoot down the own list that he had to fucking approve. You can shut the fuck up then? I mean, I'm not defending Joe Biden, but if you sat there for years and years and years and says, well, it's just this list is not racist, it's not a freaking Muslim ban. It was Obama's list. Well, the person who was the vice president, with Obama, the second in fucking command was Joe Biden, and he had to actually approve the list. So if he's coming back now, 8 years later, saying, well, not 8 years, it's like pretty much 4 years later, saying, I want to get rid of it. Shouldn't he be able to do that then? Like, do you want him to keep the list that you say, hey, it's freaking Obama's list. What are you trying to say here, Trump? Because if I take your previous statements that you said for years and years and years, right, and I compare them to what you're criticizing Joe Biden for now, it just doesn't fucking add up, man. It just doesn't fucking add up, man. I gotta be honest with you.
Open our borders to unvetted travelers from Libya, Yemen, Syria, Somalia, and many other countries where strict vetting cannot occur. Countries that have tremendous problems. Countries with tremendous terrorism problems.
Yeah, and we also have a tremendous tremendous problem with terrorism, mostly from your supporters. So I don't. Again, when it comes to terrorism, Trump, you don't get to mention that ever again. You can shut the entire fuck up when it comes to terrorism. I don't want to hear from you or anybody from the MAGA crowd, the Make America Great Again crowd. When it comes to terrorism, you have forfeited when you built fucking gallows and were chanting "Hang Mike Pence," right? And there was a lot of people chanting that shit, and we saw the new footage now. We saw just how bad that shit actually was. Shut the fuck up. Zip it. You don't get to speak about terrorism ever fucking again. You can drink a tall glass of shut the entire fuck up and a half, bitch. Seriously.
We did a travel ban. It was a real achievement. We told those countries, sorry, straighten out your act. We don't want people coming in where they had an ideology or a problem. We just couldn't have it. And
can we kick out some of these white supremacists then?
And he terminated it. We had to get it approved. It went all the way up to the Supreme Court of the United States.
And you said for years that well it was Obama's list. It was Obama's list. It was Obama's list. Well, if it was Obama's list and Joe Biden was the vice president, shouldn't he be able to shoot down Obama's own list if he had to actually also assuming that Obama had to talk to him about it at some point, right? I mean, Trump is just such a bullshitter, man.
We got it approved, and he terminates it. In addition, he's already increased refugee admissions by nearly 10 times, but in effect, it'll soon be hundreds of times as millions of people flow up through our soon-to-be open borders. And by the way, the Border Patrol and ICE, these are some of the great heroes of our country. These are incredible people. I got to know them very well.
Yeah, they all right. They all right. But they some bootlickers too, so fuck them.
Your family still cannot go out to eat at local restaurants, but Joe Biden is bringing in thousands upon thousands of refugees.
Families everywhere can go out to eat at a restaurant. There's no ban on eating at a restaurant. What are you talking about? There's no bans on eating in restaurants. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, Trump? There is no bans on eating at restaurants. I can go out and eat at a restaurant right now if I wanted to. What the fuck are you talking about? You know? But, you know, we did get a little downvote in the video. We know we gonna start getting downvotes now. So don't worry, guys. It's gonna start happening now because the Magatars are coming in. You said something mean about my president.
All over the world, people that nobody knows anything about. We don't have crime records. We don't have health records. What are they bringing in with them? When I left office, we had virtually ended the endless wars. These endless wars, they go on forever. Mm-hmm. They go on forever.
Yeah, and you were drone trying to beat people too.
I would go to Dover and I would see caskets, coffins coming in. I'd see the parents and the wives and the husbands. I would see the kids. Endless wars. 19 years in Afghanistan. We have it down to almost nothing left. And I hear they might.
And you were still drone striker though, right?
Iraq. Remember, I used to say, don't go in, but if you're going to go in, keep the oil. Well, we went in and we didn't keep the oil. We had made historic peace deals in the Middle East, like nobody thought were
historic peace deals. Wait a minute, historic peace deals. What are you talking about? Historic? You damn near. I want you to understand something, right? If there wasn't a pandemic, right? If there wasn't a pandemic, there's a very good chance we would be at fucking war with with Iran right now. If there were not a pandemic, there's a very good chance we will be at war with freaking Iran right now. I'm going to tell you, there's a very good chance, right? Very good chance that had we not had a freaking pandemic, we would be at war with Iran right now. And that's the scary part, man. There's something scary if we can think about. Had this pandemic not occurred, we would be at war with damn Iran right now. Because people don't seem to remember this, but things were pretty hot with damn Iran, man. Back in like January, things were hot. Oh my God. Things were pretty freaking hot with Iran. So people need to understand, and I hate to say this, but if we could time travel and maybe change, like, you know, some things around, you know, it'd be crazy if in like an alternate like timeline, you know, we would have ended up in a war with freaking Iran if COVID didn't like happen. That would be crazy. I mean, I'm of course I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. But it would be crazy to like think about, you know, because of Trump's arrogance, Trump's freaking psychotic nature, man. He was starting shit with those people, and I tell you, if they truly have nuclear weapons, you don't keep talking this kind of shit and kind of start that kind of rhetoric with a country who has nuclear weapons. You just don't do that, man. you just don't do that. Like, yeah, man. I just, Trump was a nightmare. Like that final year was a fucking nightmare, man.
And by the way, not one American soldier has been killed in Afghanistan in over a year. Think of that. Not one.
Could you drone striking everybody?
Those troops have largely come home. At the same time, the new administration unilaterally withdrew our crippling sanctions on Iran.
Yeah.
Foolishly giving away all of America's leverage before negotiations have even begun. Leave the sanctions, negotiate. Does anybody understand what I'm saying?
I don't care about what Iran does. Listen.
Are there any good business
listen. Whatever Iran does is not my problem. Let's stop dicking around again. How dare you talk about, well, we're bringing troops home in the Middle East, and we're bringing them home from Iraq and Afghanistan, but then talking about dicking around with fucking Iran. You're doing the same shit that fucking Bush did. You're just doing it in a more sneaky and damn covert way. I don't give a shit about what Iran does. Unless they launch a missile directly at us, or unless they go to war directly with us, I don't give a shit about what happens in the fucking Middle East. Leave that region alone. Get the fuck out of there, bro. Listen, I've been deployed to that fucking region. I've been to combat. Let me tell you. No, let those people handle their own shit, dude. We've done enough, bro. Like, I don't even think that we should be there, man. I don't think we should even went to freaking war, man. Let's bring our boys home. Let's say, hey, sorry for even coming here. You know, try to fix damage as much as possible. It's not gonna replace lives. I understand that, but now's the time for a change. Like, he does have a point about bringing our troops home and ending these stupid wars, these stupid occupations, man. But Trump, you just drone strike the shit out of people. I mean, you dropped the Moab in freaking Afghanistan, the mother of all bombs in freaking Afghanistan. So you weren't stopping the freaking war footing. You just made it goddamn aerial. You shithead. Tell the goddamn truth and stop being a damn bullshitter.
You don't have to be a good. Are there any bad business people? They took off the sanctions. They said, well, we're going to not have any sanctions. Let's negotiate a deal. I don't know, Matt Schlapp. I don't think you would have done that. Do you think so, Matt? I don't think so. Mercedes wouldn't have. No, you do that. You make a deal, and then you do it. They wanted. I will tell you something, and I said it.
Wow.
Had we had a fair election, the results would have been much different, and we would have had a deal. we would have had a deal
Right.
with
It's just
Iran
ridiculous.
within the first week.
Yeah, because you would have been threatening them, and yeah, you would have definitely gotten a freaking deal, and Iran would have said, okay, well, here's the deal, let's go to war. That's what your rhetoric would have freaking led to, man, and you know, in terms of the pantheons of freaking wars, man, in terms of some of the pathways to war that certain generals reveal. I'm not gonna say his name because I've seen some strings get yeeted if I mention his freaking name, but have revealed is that the next one was Syria, and the one beyond that is Iran. And if you follow the pattern of Afghanistan, you know, Iraq, there's a certain general out there who revealed the countries that we were supposed to go and invade and fight and have wars with. Like it was all planned out. You know, so I'm gonna just throw out that little conspiracy theory, you know, that doom 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 doom, you know, the X-Files. But once again, it's just he pretends like he's this great peacemaker, right? When all he did was just take his warmongering and his freaking war footing aerial, because our drone strikes did not drop down. I mean, we drone strike the shit out of people under Trump. Again, the first Moab, mother of all bombs, was dropped under the Trump administration in freaking Afghanistan. So don't tell me how peaceful this man was.
They wanted those sanctions off. He took them off for nothing. For nothing. Now you watch how tough they negotiate.
Okay.
In another horrendous surrender, he agreed to get back into the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
For
Right. So even if you hate the World Health Organization, how cultish do you got to be to not at least to recognize some of their value, whereas you don't have a crowd of people going boo at the fucking World Health Organization? You can't tell me this shit is not a damn cult now.
approximately $500 million a year, which is what we were paying. When I withdrew from the WHO, and you know the whole story with that, they called it badly. They really are puppets for China. They called and they wanted us to stay in. I said, how much are we paying?
Everybody I don't like is a puppet of China, the emotional child's guide to the internet. That's basically what you just said. Everybody I don't like is a puppet of China, the emotional child's guide to the internet. Trump, you have property in China. Shut the fuck up about China. Shut the fuck up about China. You have property there. You have debts there. You have liens there, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Approximately $500 million. How much is China paying? A much larger in terms of population country. Sir, they're paying $39 million. I said, why are we paying $500 million and they're paying $39? I could tell you why. Because the people that made the deal are stupid. That's why. So, and I had no idea how popular it was. I didn't even know if I would be able to politically, because people were so happy when I did get out. But I said, so we went in, we could get it for $39 million, which is what China, not $500 million, which is what we were stupidly paying. And they said, we can make a deal. We want you to go in. We can make a deal. Okay, and I decided not to do it. But we could have had it for 39. We could have had it for the same as China.
Right.
And they decide now to go back into the World Health Organization and pay.
Right. Well, because they decided to go back into the World Health Organization because at the time, and I want you to hear this, Trump, because I know you are a little bit slow. I want you to look closely, Trump. At the time that you left the World Health Organization, there wasn't a fucking pandemic. So now that we have a fucking pandemic, you fucking retard, we now have to go back into the World Health Organization because it's a sensible thing to do during a fucking pandemic, even if you don't like the fucking organization, you fucking idiot. You fucking Cheeto fucking dust looking fucking idiot. You appeal and you try to grab at the lowest common denominator, the stupidest, dumbest, most illogical people out there, because only those people would not see the problems with what you're saying. Only those fucking idiots couldn't see the problem with what you're saying. Only fucking idiots. Cousin fucking stupid, uneducated, backwoods, stupid idiots couldn't see the problems with what you're saying. Only fucking idiots couldn't see the problem with what you're saying.
Pay $500 million. What the hell is wrong with them? No, this is just emblematic. It's a tremendous amount of money, but compared to trillions, it's not, but it's a tremendous amount of money.
Right, yeah.
Why would China pay $39 million and we're paying almost $500
Right.
million? Why? So we could have made the same deal that China had, $39 million.
You want to know why Joe Biden and the Biden administration went back into the World Health Organization? And it made sense for them to do it at that time versus when you left it. When you left the world, I'm gonna explain it to you one more time. When you left the World Health Organization, there wasn't a fucking global pandemic. So there was no real mandate for you to go back into the World Health Organization. There's no global fucking pandemic at that time. So you're not really worried about that. But now that we have a global pandemic, you're gonna pay any amount of money that you gotta pay to get back into the World Health Organization. It's a very sensible move. Again, I don't agree with much of anything else that Joe Biden has done. But if you can't see the problem with what Donald Trump just said, you're a fucking idiot. Of course they're gonna go back into the World Health Organization when it's a fucking global pandemic. You fucking ding dong.
And they just say, we're going back in. We're going back into the World Health Organization. They go back in, they pay $500. It is so sad. Just like the Iran and the World Health Organization, Joe Biden put the United States back into the very unfair and very costly Paris Climate Accord without negotiating a better deal. They wanted us so badly back in. I'll tell you, they wanted us. I was getting calls
they're
from
Democrats.
all of the countries. You must come back into the Paris Accord. I said,
Democrats are behaving like Democrats.
First of all, China doesn't kick in for 10 years.
Right.
Russia goes by an old standard, which was not a clean standard, and other countries. But we get hit right from the beginning. Would have cost us hundreds of thousands and millions of jobs. It was a disaster. But they go back in. I could have made an unbelievable deal and gone back in, but I didn't want to do that. Surrendering millions of jobs, trillions of dollars.
You could have. Yeah, I could have made a freaking a major tremendous deal, but I didn't want to do that. Why? Just if you listen to this bullshitter, goddamn, he tells lies about common shit, right? And then his hardcore, his most hardcore dick suckers, they look at you like you're stupid. It's like, did you just hear what this man just said? He just flat out lied, and he didn't even try to cover it up. He just lied there. Well, no, you're stupid. You must be Antifa, all right? You're stupid. See, I knew it. Freaking blacks, all right? See, black people, all right? Then let's tell Jen, then white people. Like I remember when I said that in one particular video. There's people out there saying, "Oh, who on the right would ever say that?" Are you fucking serious? You mean to tell me that you've never heard of race realists? People are like, well, what about Richard Spencer? Shut the fuck up. The vast majority of people who are race realists are on the right. Shut the fuck up. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. If you do not even for a second, I'm not even gonna listen to you. That's a fucking non-starter. Yes, you will fucking concede that. Shut the fuck up. And Donald Trump and a lot of these goddamn idiots who are following him, that shows you that white people are not more intelligent than black people because they're freaking black. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as someone being more intelligent based on skin color. And his followers show it. There's no question about it. Who listens to this bullshit and doesn't see the goddamn problems with it?
To all of these other countries, almost all of them that were in the deal. So they have favorable treatment. We don't have favorable treatment, and we just said, we're going back in. To go back in, they wanted us so badly. You could have negotiated. If you wanted to go back in, which frankly, we have the cleanest air, the cleanest water, and everything else that we've ever had.
No, we don't. Depends on where you are. Cleanest water? Definitely not. Cleanest water? You been to Europe? A lot of their water's a little cleaner than ours. You been to Europe? You know, I've drank a lot of tap water, man. Don't know if I would call it clean. I would call it water. I don't know if I would call it clean water. You know, there is a difference, baby. Oh my God.
So I don't know why we have to. And what good does it do when we're clean, but China's not, and Russia's not, and India's not? So they're pouring fumes. You know, the world is actually a.
What do you want? Okay, I understand like Russia, right? But China and India, what the fuck do you want them to goddamn do? It's over 1 billion people in both countries. You want them to go door to door and make sure, hey, do you is your home energy efficient? I'm a rice farmer. I don't know if I haven't eaten any food in like a week. I don't even know how I'm still living right now. I'm nothing but skin and bones, you know. So how do you want them to fucking police that? Even if someone set the standards, right? We could actually follow the standards because we have about enough people where you can police that. But you can't really police that shit when you got, you know, like China does, like 1.9 billion people. Or I thought it was like 1.9. It could be like 1.7, but it's like over 1.5. I know that. Like you can't police that, bro. Like what are you gonna do? You can't even hire enough goddamn cops, bro. You can't. What you gonna do? You gonna go out there every goddamn rice farm? It's like goddamn dynasty war here, scoring from damn village to goddamn village. Just is your home energy efficient? The fuck you want people to goddamn do, you dumbass? They're setting those standards for nations that can actually goddamn follow them. You can't really do shit with like India, man. Like, listen, this is too many people in China and India, man. This is I don't see how you catch murderers there. I don't see how anyone gets caught with like any crime there. Can you just like weave into like the crowd? Like what? How do you date there? Like how do you catch your man like cheating there? There's just so many possibilities, you know. It's just so many possibilities. You're fucking that bitch. Well, you know, I was fucking that bitch, but you know, you think it's that bitch. I mean, hey, you know, she kind of bad. She wasn't bad, so you know, you know. What do you want these people to do in China and damn India? They can't police that shit, man. They can't police that shit. We can. They can't do shit about that, man.
Small piece of the universe, right? They're pouring fumes, and we're trying to protect everything and building products for 3 times more than is necessary. No, they could have made a great deal. If they were going to go back in, that's fine. But they could have made a great deal instead of just saying, we're back in. These people. And in one of his first official acts, which was incredible because, again, he talked about energy. He never said he was going to do this. He canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, destroying not the 8,000 or the 9,000 or the 11,000 jobs that you hear, but 42,000 great-paying jobs on just about day one, right? He never talked about that during a debate. because he wouldn't have gotten away with it. Well, he would have, because they cheated so much it probably wouldn't have done it.
Wow. No, you wouldn't have. And nobody cheated Trump. God, Trump is just, he is so insufferable with this cheating shit. Right? We have a few comments here. So, DM says, I give Trump two good years tops. That Ukraine call is nuts. A lot of cities is loosening up COVID restrictions since infections are going down. Trump tweeting the Kim Jong, we're going to bomb them. Dude was nuts. Manic Panda says it's hypothetically possible for one country to be the carbon sink for the entire planet and have every country pay them to offset carbon emissions. That country would be the richest on the planet. Being the first or best is being a world leader. Yeah, exactly. It's like, what do you want these people to do? What do you want China and India to do to like police up that kind of shit? They got over 1.5 billion people, yo. Like, listen, could you imagine having half that amount of people in your city or in your state? Like, could you imagine having half that amount of people in your country? Imagine how much more worse traffic would be. Trump, the reason why they set those standards for us is because we can follow those standards, right? China can't. They can police maybe close to half their country. They can't police all of it. They can't go out there every goddamn rice paddy, okay? Every fucking rice field, every goddamn farm. They just can't do it, man. It's just not possible, right? So you gotta set standards for countries that can actually follow it. You can definitely expect France to be able to follow standards because France is a closed off country, well, not closed up, but it's a country that's bordered by other countries, but it's a country that has a relatively small population size as compared to us or Russia or Mexico or China or Canada or India, right? Again, if you can police things in France there or some other small European country, you can't then set the exact same standards of enforcement with China because China just can't do that. It's just the freaking manpower requirements for that will be just the freaking logistics of that. Make sure every home is in like, oh god damn, the freaking logistics of that will be just unbelievable, man.
No, but that was not a topic of conversation, remember? Fracking, you can frack. Oh, we love fracking. During the primary, no fracking. As soon as he got through that, he said, no, of course, everybody can frack. No fracking. You wait till you see what happens with your gasoline. Wait till you see what happens, and we cannot let this stuff continue to go on. One of my proudest accomplishments
gasoline prices fluctuating
was to make America energy independent. The United States became the #1 energy superpower on earth. #1.
But at what cost, though?
Became #1. Bigger than Saudi Arabia, bigger than Russia by a lot. We left them all in the dust. They were all in the dust. But if the Democrats have their way, we are heading from energy dominance to energy disaster. That's what's happening. You have to see what's going on. Everything's being closed up. It's a disaster. The blackouts we saw in California last summer and all the time, and the windmill calamity that
was more from corruption.
Great state of Texas.
That wasn't
love Texas.
Due to
but it's so sad when you look at it. That'll just be the start.
Very misleading, Trump.
How bad is wind power? So I talk about it all the time at CPAC, right? We went to CPAC, remember last, I said, we're going to watch the president. Well, Alice, the wind isn't blowing. I don't believe we'll have any electricity. Remember, we would kid, but I wasn't actually kidding. It's such an expensive form of energy. It's so bad for the environment. It kills the birds. It destroys the landscapes.
Wait. You're saying that? Hold on. Wait. Oh my God. Wait. No. Tell me this son of a bitch is not saying that windmills kill birds. No. I gotta make a post about this. No. Tell me my man is not saying that windmills kill birds. No, my man just claimed that. Did you know that that during CPAC 2021, former President Donald Trump claimed that windmills are bad for the environment, and somehow kill fucking blame window he is saying Donald Trump just claimed that windmills are bad for the environment and they kill birds. So if a bird flies to a fucking windmill, is that the windmill's fault? That's like saying that when a bird flies into like a window, like because we've all seen that fucking video, right? We've all seen that video, that the video of a bird flying to the window. Is it like the window's fault when the bird flies into it? What the fuck, yo, my man, yo, my man said the windmills kill Yo, windmills out here murdering birds, bro. My man just claimed that windmills are out here killing birds. What the fuck is going on? What is life right now? Donald Trump just claimed that windmills kill birds. Like, if a bird flies to the damn windmill, that's the goddamn bird fault, right?
And remember, these are structural columns with fans on them. They wear out, and when they wear out all over the country, you see them. Nobody takes them down. They're rotting, they're rusting. How this is environmentally good for our country, and it costs many, many times more than natural gas, which is clean. It costs many more and can fuel our great factories. Wind can't do that.
How is it costing that much more?
Solar, I love solar, but it doesn't have the capacity to do what we have to do.
How is it costing so much?
Make America great again. Sorry, it just doesn't have it. Under the radical.
What? So you just say, well, solar's bad. It doesn't have like again the word that he was looking for is yield. You know, not capacity, but yield. Now you're saying, you know, it's bad. It's not going to be great for making America great again. It's like you just followed up with a fucking slogan. You didn't really explain the goddamn point. What the fuck are you talking about? What is this gibberish?
Democrat policies. The price of gasoline has already surged 30% since the election and will go to $5.
Because of the pandemic. It's hard to get shipments when there's a goddamn pandemic, you dumb fuck. Of course, shit's prices are gonna go up on everything when niggas ain't got jobs, you dumb fuck. Man, this dude, oh my God. Because you mismanaged the fucking pandemic. People, this whole lot, all this shit that happened is really on you. Now, the pandemic is not on you, but your reaction is definitely on you, asshole. So a lot of this shit is on you. You Cheeto face fuck you.
$6, $7, and even higher. So enjoy that when you go to the pump, and they'll say, that'll be about $200 to fill up your van. You'll go to this, remember they used to go to the little small vans? They got away from the big ones that everybody wanted. They went to the small ones. Well, you know what? Probably a good investment as long as these guys have their say, because, you know, it's a shame what's happening. Energy prices are going to go through the roof, and that includes your electric bills. That includes any bill having to do with energy, our biggest cost. We will now be relying on Russia and the Middle East for oil. And they talk about Russia.
You said energy costs are going up. How about the energy costs in Texas there, buddy? You talk to your buddy Greg Abbott? How about your buddy Ted Cruz, who likes to ride your coattails and blow you off so much? Energy costs in Texas are in the goddamn thousands, even though people haven't even had power. So once again, when it comes to certain issues, if you're a Republican, I would shut the fuck up. I would shut the fuck up in a half. Oh my God.
Russia. What's better than what this guy's done for Russia? I had oil where they were actually paying you to take it, okay? You know, that was a little... Remember, they were going to give you $37 a barrel, but you had to take it away. Had free oil almost for a period of time. In one way I was proud of it, but we also had to save the energy industry, and it worked out well. And I dealt with Russia and Saudi Arabia, and they cut back on production, and we got it back up. But now it's going the opposite, because now they're taking this incredible energy independence away from the people of our country, and you're going to see costs go like you have never seen them go before. It's a very sad and very stupid thing that they're doing. The Biden policies are a massive win for other oil-producing countries and a massive loss for the United States and our great citizens. Joe Biden and the Democrats are even pushing policies that would destroy women's sports.
Here comes the transgender issue. Oh boy. Well, guys, listen. That's gonna be it for me, because I'm gonna leave that alone. If you guys want to follow more of that, I'm gonna give you a link to that in the chat, because you ain't gonna get my channel yeeted. He's gonna start to get into the LGBT stuff. And I'm gonna leave that be. I've learned exactly what I can do and what I can't do on YouTube, and I'm gonna let you know that under a Biden-Harris administration, you know, I believe that all genders are equal. I love everybody, every race is equal. I love you all. You can have your gender identity. I support you, LGBT folks. Please don't hurt me, Joe Biden. All right. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for me. That's about all the bullshit I can take from damn Trump, man. Like, you can see how easily I can cut through all this bullshit. It's just too easy for me at some point. So I'm gonna go inside out here, guys. Be safe. Don't wear a mask. Don't get COVID. Horns up. Peace out. Good night. If you're a Trump supporter, man, oh, good fucking luck. If you live next to a Trump supporter, if you are related to a Trump supporter, good luck. Oh my God.